What's up, YouTube? I am Nina K. Simone, and today I'm here to talk about the Real Housewives of Atlanta. I do not know what episode we're on, and this will not be a long video this week because, quite frankly, since the Grammys was on, I went and watched it back later, and it was interesting, but wasn't it great? So I guess we'll just talk about the people individually this week because the show wasn't all that. I mean, Claudia and Portia were the biggest part of the show. So let's go in. Kandi found out pretty much that the show was canceled, the whole tour for A Mother's Love, which I actually liked A Mother's Love. I did my review. It's up in the corner of my screen if you guys want to go back and look at it. I like A Mother's Love. It had its, sort of kinks, some of the parts in the script that was kind of irritating, but it had a beautiful soundtrack, and I liked it. But I feel that it did not have strong marketing. And how y'all gonna sell a DVD to the play and then go on tour with the play? And one of the, I was excited actually to see the play here in Chicago, but, I was talking to my mother, said, Ma, you want to go see A Mother's Love? And she said, wow, we bought the DVD. Then she said, how much were the tickets? And I'm like, $50. And she looked at me like, so we gonna spend $70 a ticket because we bought the DVD. I think that was like $20, $15, whatever. We bought the DVD, and then now you want us to pay for the play. I kind of wish she would have just kept it as, we did the play. You see some of the bits of the play on Atlanta Housewives. If you're interested, come buy the DVD off of my website and leave it at that. And then maybe next time she writes a play, she'll be able to, market it well enough to where people would know what it was and go forth with that, and then maybe do a tour. But this time around, she wasn't real familiar with how you run a tour. Neither was Todd, neither was Carmen, neither was Don Juan or that other dude that be up there on sitting down in the seats. They really didn't know what they was doing to me anyway. And I kind of feel like, Kandi was taking all of the blame, like, oh, it's my fault, and these people going to be upset with me because some of them quit their jobs. Yeah, it's true. I'm sure some people might have been upset with you, some of the cast members, because, they might have quit their jobs to go on this, 3-month tour or however long it was. But in the music, not in the music business, the entertainment business, period, you take risks. And sometimes you win big and sometimes you lose tremendously. But, that's the risk you taking. If it was me and I was on the cast, I would have been salty, but I wouldn't have been mad at you per se. I wouldn't have been. And as far as the promoter is concerned, a lot of promoters do this, and this is why you got to do your research. Promoters will talk a good game, this, that, and the third, but if you're not messing with no people who have millions or trillions of dollars when it comes in terms of any type of promotions that big, or what you were trying to make big, you can't be playing with somebody who got a few $100,000. Just saying. You can't. And I feel like the play, I know when it went here, it was supposed to be at the McCormick Place, and that's a very big stadium. And I feel like it shouldn't have been there because I knew she wasn't going to fill all them seats. I just knew that. So that was a waste of money to me, because you could have just very well have had it at the Chicago Theater or the Cadillac Theater, smaller theaters than the McCormick Place. The McCormick Place is almost as big as you can get in this city. I don't know how many seats it seats, but it's humongous. On from that. Oh, before I leave that though, Kandi and Todd wasn't laughing, when they was cracking jokes. And I was laughing because I don't think the stuff that they said, about Todd came from a bad place. This is why you don't hire your friends to do your business and then put your husband in it, because your friends are always going to be your friends, whether they working or not. So it's no boundary to what's funny to them, what's inappropriate to them in some cases, because that's y'all relationship. On from Kandi. Who I want to go in on next? I guess Kenya was talking to Roger Bob. I hate his name. I like Bobcat with 2 B's though. That's interesting for his, I guess that's his company's name. Kenya's sitting down with him and she's talking about this TV show pilot or play. I didn't know what she was talking about really. I don't really think she did either. Where she has these chicks, and all of them were characters similar to the Atlanta Housewives. It was like a parody. I didn't really like it. I don't think Roger Bob really liked it, but he didn't want to be rude to Kenya and just tell her hell no. You know what I mean? And then she asked him, as far as all this goes, you know, can I call you or email you all day long about this? And he's like, no, I got more important stuff to do in LA. You know, so I really don't think they are a good match, because I don't know much about Roger Bob, but if he primarily works in Los Angeles, it's impossible for him to be in two places at once. It just is. I won't say anything negative about him and Demetria's relationship, because truth be told, I don't know anything about it. Do y'all? Y'all know something I don't know? Is Demetria even still on the show? I kind of thought she was a mismatch. I haven't really done a video on this in a long time, but I really didn't feel that she belonged with the cast. She just didn't fit. She's not shady enough. You know, she seemed like a real nice girl who just don't belong on no reality TV show with them. Let's move on. Phaedra and this Apollo situation. Now, we all read last year that the day Apollo was supposed to turn himself in, he decided he wasn't going to, and he ran up in their house, and he didn't attack Phaedra or anything, but he was acting real aggressive, and he was trying to take belongings that he felt were his out of the home. So we'll see that next week. And he been threatening her. We're talking about he gonna burn the house down and all that crazy shit. Look, I'm all for what Phaedra mama said. Let's go. Because when it's just a time when women don't take stuff that men say serious. Oh, he wouldn't hurt me. Oh, he wouldn't do this. That's what they all say on Fatal Attraction and any TV show on ID and Dr. Phil and Oprah and every place you could think of. That's the first thing they say. Oh, he wouldn't do this or he wouldn't do that. Yes, he would. Especially when, you know, like she said, he has nothing to lose. He already going to jail, which even though it's only 8 years, it seemed like forever to him. So I was all for her, you know, leaving. I was all for what her mother had to say. And I hope she was listening. But apparently she wasn't, because her ass going to be right in that house next week when he come up in there acting crazy. On from them. Let's see. Claudia and Portia. Now, here's the issue I'm having with Portia. Because I'm usually on Portia's side. But I feel like Portia is a hypocrite. Because you don't like Claudia. You say Claudia talk about you behind your back, which we don't really see her. Claudia might throw a little shade, but she don't talk about you behind your back. And the truth of the matter is, at that dinner table, I feel how Claudia feel. Anybody who not on my side, who really like laughing and hee-heeing with this bitch Nene, will get it. I'm sorry. I feel like that. You know, you sitting up here saying at the table that, oh, Claudia talk about you and this and that. But when you was sitting at the table with Nene again, you was talking about Claudia. You don't think she should be at your party. But the fact of the matter is, Ricky Smiley and the TV show threw that party. Claudia is an employee of the Dish Nation. So how do you figure Claudia won't be at the party? Yeah, they bought you a cake and all that shit. But this is really has to do with this nation, and Claudia is going to be there. Simple as that. And you throw shade, you know Claudia in the building, so you trying your hardest not to speak to her. And she politely asked you to come down and let's talk for a second. Whoop-de-whoop. And just like you said a couple of weeks ago when Claudia first walked up to you and said, hey, you know, Portia, while y'all was at work, you threw her shade. Then this time, okay, you might got a little reason, but you threw the same shade you threw on the first day before Claudia ever said anything about you that I know of. Now, I know all the old recordings of things Claudia has said in the past on Foxhole. All of these things are coming to life. And I guess because I sit here and this is what I do, I sit and talk about entertainers and all of that good stuff on my channel. I guess I have a biased opinion about it because I say a lot of negative things or things I deem to be funny that other people may not deem to be funny, in my opinion, on this person and that person. That might, if I one day become an entertainer, bite me in the ass. It's very true, but I feel like Claudia worked on a radio show with comedians, including Jamie Foxx, and she said some things about Tiny, which this is really the thing that they're going for. The whole Tiny thing, she looked like a pig and all that stuff. Me personally, that's not the type of humor that I would go for. I wouldn't say Tiny looks like a pig. I might say I don't think she's all that attractive, but that's my opinion. I do feel like, you know, it did go a little far. But at the same time, if you're gonna be mad at Claudia, be mad at Jamie Foxx too, and Charlie Mack, and Lewis Dix, and Speedy. All of them were the guys who, you know, they had stuff to say too. It wasn't just her. It's she saying one thing, and then one of them making pig noises, and the other one saying this and saying that. And Jamie Foxx, you know, he said, I don't want y'all talking about my friend. I'm not going to allow y'all to talk about my friend. But he giggling in the background. So, you know, it's like, I know she ain't going to never be on Tiger Tonight again. But I don't think y'all should have went in that hard on her for that. Because that's what we do. I may not have went that harshly, but that's what I do. That's what I does. And I like it. And you guys talk about them too. Just because you're not on YouTube or in any platform to where it could be pulled out, it's the same conversation you guys are having in your beauty and barbershops. So I feel like she shouldn't be held accountable for that. And with that being said, I'm finna go in on Nene. Because when they were sitting at the table, she was talking about Kenya and Claudia. And pretty much saying that's why no man never married them and this, that, and the third. Because they never been married, that makes them less of a woman, Nene. You think that fucking Greg is a prize? You really do? You really think he a prize? Because he ain't a prize. He's just Greg. And Portia, you wasn't married nothing but like 9 months, and your ass ain't getting nothing out of it. So the shade is like y'all throwing shade at them, but really, one, Claudia was married before. I don't think she was married that long. She was married to one of those like cute guys that do all the commercials. And I think it got a no, but it's like, I don't really see what was the whole point of saying that. And that's why I don't like Nene. I'm glad she's going to Broadway. So I don't have, maybe next week we just really gonna have to see her in the mix. Because I don't like that. And what I have noticed is Nene was always talking about how like Cynthia was her, you know, her little puppet, and she, you know, copy off her and this and that. But Portia doing everything Nene doing. Portia drinking that gin and tonic, whatever it is Nene always drink. And then Nene says she want fish and grits. Portia want fish and grits. I peeped that. And this last funny thing was when Cynthia's daughter got up and read that poem. I swear that is Leon's child. I mean, she started reading this little romantic, smooth little poem. And I just started thinking about when Leon played JT in the 5 Heartbeats. Remember how he was telling them in the car how he had this little game he run on the chicks, you know, how he say this and say that, and if they want him to, he'll cry. It was just funny. He was low-key mad, but I'm like, Leon, that is your child. Of course she gonna be a smooth operator like you. That is my review for Atlanta Housewives. If you like this video, please hit the like button. Is it here? Like button, subscribe to the channel, check out my previous videos. Once again, I am Nina K. Simone, and if you want to find me on Twitter, it's the same thing, NinaKaissimone. Peace.